Hi Mama, welcome back to channel. In this video, I will explain how I built a real-time private chat application using WebSockets. And ఇందులో key features are user registration, and the next one is instant or real-time message delivery. And for why it is a key feature is since we are building a chat application, there should not be any lag between the sender and the receiver. The sender is sending, it should be instantly received by the receiver. And the next and the most important feature is a private messaging, which means that if user want to send a private message to specific user, they can able to send. Users can send a private message to specific individuals using @username syntax. Okay, and the next feature is a dynamic user interaction, which means that whenever the user joins the chat or the application, all the connected users will get to know. And the next important feature is simple and intuitive user interface. Now, having with that small intro about the application, now let me walk through you through the application. Let me open the client code here. So it is asking what is enter the username. I am giving username as Sai. So here what we can see is thanks Sai for joining. And the next let me open one more client. Let me give the username as Kumar. So here we can see that the thanks Kumar for joining. And if you open the Sai, since one of our feature which is a dynamic user interaction, which means that it will get notified to all connected users when someone joins. So now since the user has joined, so since the user Kumar has joined, now it is getting notified to the user Sai saying that user Kumar has joined the chat. If you want to chat, use @username and send message. Okay, and let me open one more client. Let me give one name as Sita. Okay, now here what we got is thanks Sita for joining. If you open the chat of Kumar, what we can see is user Sita has joined. If you open the chat of Sai, here what we can see is user Sita has joined. Let me send a message. I'm sending a message, hi. So Sai has sent Sai. Here we can see Sai has sent Sai. Let me check whether it got reached to all the connected users. So if I open the Sai here, I can if I open the chat of Kumar, I can see that the Sai has sent hi. If I open the chat of Sita, I can see that Sai has sent hi. Okay, now here it is our next the feature which we have discussed, instant or real-time message delivery, which means that the messages are delivered in time. So whenever the Sai has sent some message, it got received by the Kumar as well as Sita. And now the next important feature is, now if I want to send a private message, we can use @username, which is Sita. Sita, I can use how are you. If I send this here, since it is a private message, here we cannot see in the application. Let me open the chat of Kumar. Here also we cannot see that message. But if I open the chat of Sita, I can see that the Sai has sent the private message, which is how are you. Now if the Sita replies using the same @Sai, I am fine. So here we can see that even Kumar cannot see the message, but Sai can see the message, I am fine. So it is also one of the features which we have discussed is a private messaging, which means that the users can send specific message using @username syntax. Okay, and it is about the project. Next section I will explain how these three clients are connected with each other and how the interaction is happening between these three clients. Before getting into the code, first let me explain what is a WebSocket protocol. WebSocket is a bidirectional, fully duplex protocol that is used in the scenario of the client server communication, which means the client server will keep alive until it is terminated by either party, client or the server. And once the communication is established between the client and the server, here we can see in the diagram, both server and the client can send the messages can send the messages over the same connected channel. So how it is different from the normal HTTP? So HTTPలో ఏమైందంటే the client has to send a request to server and server has to process the request, and after the server needs to send response to the client. It is how typical HTTP works. But in the case of this, the both the client, once the connection get established, they can able to communicate. Now let me show the differences. What we can see here is WebSocket is a bidirectional communication where the data from the client to the server or from the server to the client by using the same established channel. But here it is a unidirectional applications. If you can see, trading, monitoring, notification, all these use a single communication channel. And ఇది ఒక సింపుల్ టర్మ్స్లో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలంటే, ఐ డోంట్ నో హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ యూ రిమెంబర్, మనం చిన్నప్పుడు వెన్ వీ యూజ్డ్ అవర్ డబ్బా ఫోన్స్, డబ్బా ఫోన్లలో వెన్ ఎవర్ వీ నీడ్ టు రిసీవ్ ఎనీ మెసేజ్, ఫేస్బుక్లో ఏమైనా కొత్త మెసేజ్ ఎప్పుడైనా వచ్చిందో రాలేదో మనం చూసుకోవాలనుకుంటే, ఎర్లియర్ వీ యూస్ టు క్లిక్ ఆన్ దట్ రిఫ్రెష్ బటన్. ఎప్పుడైతే మనం ఆ రిఫ్రెష్ బటన్ నొక్కుతామో అప్పుడే ఆ కొత్త మెసేజ్ వచ్చేటివి. నౌ ఇఫ్ యూ అబ్జర్వ్ ద ఫేస్బుక్, ఇన్ దట్ ఫేస్బుక్ యాప్ ద మెసేజెస్ ఆర్ రిసీవ్డ్ ఇన్స్టెంట్లీ, విచ్ మీన్స్ మనం ఆ రిఫ్రెష్ బటన్ కొట్టకుండానే మనకు ఇన్స్టెంట్గా వస్తున్న మెసేజ్, బికాజ్ వాళ్ళు ఒక రిఫ్రెష్ అనే రిక్వెస్ట్ వీఆర్ సెండింగ్ టు సర్వర్ అండ్ ద న్యూ మెసేజెస్ we got as a part of response. Now since the Facebook, they are using the WebSocket protocol, because of that we can see the messages instantly. Let us go through the code. So here first I will install the sockets using the function serve. This particular server is hosted on our localhost and the port is 8765. And here whenever the new connection is getting established, this particular handle connection method is getting called, handle connection. So we will come back to this particular callback function. So let me explain down. And after that I have taken a event loop and I am ensuring that the server is running, it continuously it is running. Okay, let's get into this function. Now here at the first what we are doing is we are registering the user. So if you observe, we get into the ID which the client is sending, we are storing into here. Okay, this is the user ID and I am maintaining a map, dictionary of you, where the key is the user ID and value is a WebSocket object. Okay, now next piece of code, what we are doing is we are notifying to all the clients. Now what we are looping over through this map values and we are checking if client is that particular object. For them what we are showing is thanks for joining, have a nice day. For the remaining, if you observe, where we are showing user ID has joined the chat, to chat username and send message. If you observe the chat of Sai, for Sai initially he has joined, so for Sai I have shown thanks Sai for joining. And the next when Kumar and Sita has joined, since the object is the different object, so here what I am showing is user Kumar has joined, to chat use @username and send message, and the same goes for Sita. Okay, now the loop actual logic is there. Now here I have taken a loop which is continuously it is running. I am not blocking it anywhere, I am not stopping it anywhere. Now here the server is continuously it is receiving the message from the client, and whatever the message is starting with at the rate. Since if you are at the rate, which shows that it is a private message, and this particular private message is need to be sent to the particular or a specific user. So if the message is starting with at the rate, you will enter into this if condition. I'm just parsing the private message. I'm splitting the message. I'm taking the what is the id and what is the particular message. Okay, now here in the map what we have stored is we have taken the id against the socket object. So whenever we get the id, what we got is the WebSocket object, and we are sending the message to that specific user. Now if the message is not starting with the at the rate, which means that it is a normal message. And for the normal message, what we are doing is we are sending it for all. We are just iterating over through all the objects of the WebSocket, and we are sending that particular user id and the message. So let me show the code. So here the Sai has sent hi. Since it is a normal message, so it has been sent to Sai has sent hi, and here if you can see, so Sai has sent hi. So it is handled by this, and whenever the private message has been done, so that piece of code is this. And here and it is the exception we are handling whenever the user has closed the application, and what we want to show is we need to show that so and so user has the chat to all the users. This is how this piece of code is doing. Let's get into the client code. So it is a simple HTML page. Now I have given the title here, and it is a JavaScript I have included, and I'm taking the input from the user. I'm giving the ID as the message input, and I'm asking the user to type a message, and whenever the on click button is there, I'm just calling this function. And let's get into the script. So whenever the let's get into the script. So here in the script, first I'm asking the user to enter the username. It is a line where the WebSocket connection got established. Okay, here if you can observe, it is the local host and it is a port at which our server is running. And after establishing the connection here, what I'm doing, I'm just changing the title by ID. Earlier it was WebSocket chat client. Now whatever the username the user has entered, I'm changing the title. Now I'm sending this particular username to the server, right? And after that, whatever the incoming says, I'm just printing out here. It is a simple HTML tag. And after that, whenever we are clicking here, earlier what we have discussed, whatever we are entering the message, this particular function is called. So here I'm just taking the message input and I'm sending the message to the server. That's it. So it's a simple HTML where some small functions have been integrated. That's it, guys. If you have learned something new, please let me know in the comments. If you can't understand anything or if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment. Happy coding.